What was your "that's not what I expected" story? I was 22, working dead-end night shifts at this crappy warehouse, basically just existing. One Tuesday afternoon, I woke up to use the bathroom and saw this white envelope taped to my door. No name on it, just "Read Me" written in black marker. My first thought was my landlord being passive-aggressive about something, but when I opened it, everything changed. It was a typed letter that started, "Zach, you don't know us yet, but we've been watching over you for a long time." I literally laughed out loud, like, great, now I've got stalkers or some weird cult trying to recruit me. But then I kept reading, and my stomach dropped. The letter had details about my childhood that nobody knew, stuff about the foster homes I'd been in, the weird birthmark on my shoulder, even the name of my favorite stuffed animal from when I was 7. How the hell did random strangers know I had a stuffed elephant named Peanut? The letter ended with, "You've always had a family. You just didn't know it. Come to this address. No tricks, just truth." There was a phone number at the bottom. I stared at that piece of paper for like 20 minutes. My hands were actually shaking. Growing up in foster care, you learn not to trust anything that sounds too good to be true, but this felt different. Scary different. I called the number, expecting some telemarketer voice or a scam recording. Instead, this older woman answered, and the second I said hello, she started crying. Not fake crying either. Real, ugly sobbing. "Oh my God," she whispered. "You sound just like him, just like your father." That hit me like a truck. Nobody had ever told me I sounded like anyone before. I'd never had anyone to sound like. She gave me an address in this quiet suburban neighborhood about 30 minutes away. The whole drive there, I kept thinking this was either the best thing that ever happened to me, or I was about to get murdered. Maybe both. When I pulled up to this normal-looking house with a garden and everything, my heart was pounding so hard I thought I might pass out. An elderly couple came out before I even knocked. The woman from the phone and this old man who looked like he'd been crying too. They didn't hug me or anything dramatic. They just stared for a minute, then invited me in for coffee. Their living room was covered in photo albums, and there were pictures of a teenage girl everywhere. She had my eyes, my nose, even my stupid crooked smile. That's when they told me everything. The girl in the pictures was my birth mom, Katie. She'd gotten pregnant when she was 15. Her parents, these people sitting across from me, were super religious and freaked out. They made her give me up for adoption and basically pretended it never happened. Katie never got over it. She died in a car accident when she was 23. After that, her parents realized they'd thrown away the only piece of their daughter they had left, me. They'd spent the last 20 years trying to find me, calling old social workers, digging through state records, even hiring a private investigator. It took them 2 decades to track me down through some old paperwork from my last foster home. The old man, my grandfather apparently, pulled out this shoebox full of stuff. Letters my mom had written to me but never sent. A locket with a piece of my baby hair she'd kept hidden from her parents. Pictures of her holding me in the hospital before they took me away. I just sat there, numb. My whole life I'd wondered why nobody wanted me, why I bounced from home to home like some defective toy nobody could fix. Turns out someone had wanted me the entire time. They just couldn't find me. They didn't ask me to move in or start calling them grandma and grandpa or anything like that. They just said, "We've missed so much already. Let us be family now, however you want." I went home that night and cried harder than I had since I was a kid. Not sad crying, but that overwhelming kind where you don't know what you're feeling. It wasn't a prank or a scam or some weird cult thing. For the first time in my life, someone had actually been looking for me. 3 months later, I quit my warehouse job and moved in with them. Not because I needed somewhere to live, but because I finally had a home.